can resist us.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 19 in season number 3 of the Turkey Hill Series. We are here at the Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas for the PolySteel 300, a 30-lap race around this 1.5 mile speedway, and it is going to be interesting, especially if you saw the Hers Dash Series race on Monday. I decided to tone up the strength a little bit more than I normally do, and we could have ourselves some crashes and some very exciting racing like we did on Monday in the Hers Dash Series. However, another big story, Trey Bartow, the points leader, he's only in the points lead by 9 points, even though he won last week at Chicagoland. However, he starts deep in the field for this race. I do leave in 33rd position, and it's very possible that the number 5 of Ryan Madden could, in fact, surpass him in the point standings exiting today. Trey Bartow has had an exceptionally good string of races since the first Armory Digital race back on race 6. The worst finish he has had since that race was Indianapolis, and I do believe he finished in the top 15 for that race. Anyways, for the points, Bartow continues to lead with 482 points. Ryan Madden is 9 points behind. Then Josh Alexander, 44 points behind, running third in the point standings. Reagan Whitlock, 49 points behind, and Marty Johnson is 56 points behind in the points standings. Let's go ahead, get these guys to roll off here. The starting lineup rolling on the bottom of your screen. We have ourselves the number 3 of Jonathan Rivers starting on the pole position alongside him. It's a part-time driver, the name of Bryce Lofor, driving the number 13. Row number 2, we got ourselves the guy who's third in the points standings, Josh Alexander, starting alongside the number 52 of Jordan Newman. Row number 3, we got ourselves Reagan Whitlock and Jesse Turner. Whitlock fourth in the points coming into this race. Row number 4, Ryan Searless and Emmanuel Hartnett. Row 5, Nicholas Samadio and the 88 of Elijah Gordon. Row number 6, it's Cookie Helms and two-time winner this season, Garrett Zenor. Row 7, the season 1 champion Eric Almenhart, starting alongside Matt Dahlia. It's the top 14 starting positions here for the PolySteel 300. And it will definitely determine who wins this championship. Only 6 races left in the season, including this one. And these next few races are pivotal for these drivers if they want to make a run for the championship. The pace car is going to pull off. They've got ourselves a rookie starting on the pole position. That is Jonathan Rivers in the number 3. I do apologize about the track graphics looking a little fuzzy. You might notice that we got a full screen for this race, and it turns out that the track does not like it. But the cars are good, they look good, and we're ready to get racing here in the PolySteel 300 at Kansas. Jonathan Rivers with the advantage on the inside. Josh Alexander pushing him. Reagan Whitlock's going to take third away from the 13 of Bryce Lofor, as Jonathan Rivers continues to lead here at Kansas. The 87 trying to get a run to the inside of him here. Will he be able to make it stick? It looks like he might. Now Josh Alexander, he comes into this race 44 points behind. He has not won a race yet this season, but he has a very high chance at winning this championship. There are 6 races left. That's plenty of time to gain those 44 points. And the best way to gain those 44 points is to get 44 points, and that's how many points you get if you win a race here in the Turkey Hill Series. Reagan Whitlock with a great run of Jonathan Rivers, closing up to him for second place. He had a really good run there off of turn number 2, and he's going to get to the inside of the 3 for second place, but it does appear that the 3 of Jonathan Rivers will be able to clear him on the outside. Ryan Searless, Bryce Lofor, a couple of part-time drivers there, side by side for 4th place. And everybody is still running on the racetrack, so that's a good thing there. Make sure everybody started the race. Okay, we're good. I tend to forget to do that sometimes, and I apologize if you happened to have not started a race and I didn't check. It's happened before, but hasn't happened today, and it's a good thing. Ryan Searless has moved his way up to 4th place. He's going to try to get to the inside of Reagan Whitlock for 3rd place. And remember, we got pit stops in this race. That will definitely affect who wins this thing. So even if Josh Alexander has the best car out there, he still has to execute on his pit stop. And if he does not execute on that pit stop, he might fall back and fail to win this race. Of course, like I said, I said that we might see some crashes in this race. I kind of lied a little bit because I didn't tone it to 107. I rather turned it to 106, but that is still higher than what I normally set it at, which I believe is either 104 or 105 for the Cup Series. But we still got some 3Y racing going on here. Garrett Zenor falling back in the 07. There's the defending champion Nathan Stapleton. And it's when we got the 3-line situations that you got to watch for possible incidents on the racetrack. Like here, Bryce Lofor on the outside of William Brock and Jesse Turner. Fortunately for those guys, they got out of it, and we remain green here in the PolySteel 300. The number 3 is trying to close up to the 87. He's got a good draft here on the 87 of Josh Alexander. Jonathan Rivers, a couple of rookie drivers running up front there. As a matter of fact, the highest veteran driver in the field right now is Nicholas Samadillo, and let me tell you, he has not had the best of seasons at all here in the Turkey Hill Series. But he's currently running in 5th position and looking to possibly get his first win of the season. You got Jordan Newman here, another veteran driver. He won at Watkins Glen earlier this season. He's looking for his 2nd win of the season. Cookie Helms, the NRLOA Big One winner, currently running in 7th place. And he's looking for his first win of the season. Turner won at Talladega. William Brock won at Charlotte. And Bryce Lofor, a part-time driver there, rounding out the top 10. Whitlock. He comes into this race 4th in the points, just 5 points behind the guy who's leading this race. If Whitlock were the win and Josh Alexander finished 2nd, they would be tied for the point standings, as the race winner gets 44 points towards the championship, while 2nd place gets only 39. That's what the 19 would love to do here today. He's got a fantastic run in the 87, trying to get to the inside of him, heading into turn number 1. And he's going to get a good run to the inside of our race leader. Will the 19 take it away from Josh Alexander? Yes, he will. And we got a new leader here at Kansas. It's Reagan Whitlock trying to grab his 2nd win of the season. He won at Daytona, the 2nd Daytona race earlier in the season, and he is looking to get his 2nd. Ryan Searless, a part-time driver, trying to become only the 2nd part-time driver this season to win a race. Cameron Garlington did that at Armory Digital a couple of weeks ago. We got the 3 of Jonathan Rivers falling back to 4th. He started on the pole for this race. And Jordan Newman rounds out the top 5. Josh Alexander looking to get a run back to the inside of Reagan Whitlock. Cannot complete the pass. Cannot get the run to the inside of the 19. And Whitlock's going to remain out front for this race. Cookie Helms trying to get a run back to the inside of the 52 of Jordan Newman, cutting in a little close there, but Newman's going to remain in 5th position in the number 52. Nicholas Samadillo on the inside, losing a little bit of ground to the 39 of Jesse Turner, who's going to take a position away from him on the outside lane. These guys tend to remain single file, and these guys can definitely get a draft if they're going single file. You see these 2 guys going side by side. They have fallen back from our 2 leaders because of that side by side racing. 87 trying to get back around the 19 to regain the lead here at Kansas. He's not going to get the run to the inside that time, and Whitlock is going to remain out front in the number 19. Searless trying to hold everybody off for 3rd place, but here comes Jonathan Rivers in the number 3. I know it seems really weird, but every single time there's a V sound, I always want to do the TH sound. I don't understand why I tend to do that. I don't think I've done that yet this season with Jonathan Rivers, but I tend to do that, and I'm very sorry about that. But Rivers up to 3rd place in the number 3 machine. Searless is going to fall back to 4th, and Jordan Newman rounds out the top 5. Josh Alexander trying to stay with this 19. He is doing just that. But he wants to get the win here. And these 2 guys, 3rd and 4th in the point standings. A great opportunity for them to catch up to the points leader, Trey Bartow. We're going to try and see where that number 2 might be on the racetrack. And he currently runs, look at the leaderboard here, he currently runs in 31st position. And if he were to finish there, that'd be his worst finish since Texas. Texas was the 5th race of the season, right? Yeah, it would be his worst finish since Texas. And that would definitely not be too good for our points leader. Now, Ryan Madden in the number 5 might be able to take the points lead away from him. However, he's only a couple positions ahead of him. So this points battle might still remain in Trey Bartow's hands, exiting this race if they finish the way they do. However, the 2 leaders, Josh Alexander and Reagan Whitlock, will gain a huge chunk on that lead and take it a lot closer heading into the next race, wherever that's going to be. I think it's going to be at Boston. I could be wrong. But still, Reagan Whitlock and Josh Alexander, if they finish where they are right now, Whitlock winning the race and Alexander finishing second, they would be tied in the point standings, and they would be much closer to the number 2 of Trey Bartow. This could be a very good points battle heading in the Homestead. Who knows? We can have the same situation like we did last year, where even though Jesse Turner was the points leader by a good amount heading into that final race, he crashed. That allowed Nathan Stapleton and Nicholas Gratton to battle for the championship, and it was whoever finished highest of the other guy that was going to win the championship. It turned out being one of those kind of, you know, like what NASCAR tries to do with the chase, and what I do with the chase in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It turned out to be just like that, out of an old-fashioned points battle. We're hoping for that here in the Turkey Hill Series. Bartow might not be hoping for that, but still, that is very possible. We could have a tie for the points lead at the end of 23 races, and it could be whoever finishes higher of those two guys. But you never know. Somebody in the back could come and take the points lead. We have had guys who have come into the finale race in an old point system back in 4th place in the points on the final race and win the championship. I believe that happened in the Napa Truck Series Season 1 with Cameron Gaju. And I think Eric Almenhart, when he won his Season 1 Turkey Hill Series championship, he was 3rd in the point standings heading into the final race of the season. I believe Stapleton was 2nd in the point standings last year when he won his Turkey Hill Series championship. Josh Alexander with a fantastic run in the 19. And that 87 might be able to get the run to the inside, but he's not going to be able to do it quite yet. And Whitlock remains out front in the number 19. I feel terrible about the graphics of the racetrack. The cars look great, but the graphics, they're kind of lousy. And I'm not a fan of that. Ryan Searless with a great run off the corner. He's going to help the 87 to the inside of Whitlock. Will Josh Alexander be able to take it away from the 19? No. Not enough grip on the inside. These tires are wearing out, and these guys are going to have to come down the pit lane here soon. And when they get new tires, then we might see some passing on the racetrack. Might see some now as Jonathan Rivers helps the 92 of Ryan Searless get to the inside of the 87. And the part-time driver of Ryan Searless is trying to take second away from the 87. But the worn tires make it a lot harder to pass here. And this is kind of a worn racetrack, as you can see. You got those lines there. This is before the repave. And this track can definitely eat up the tires. And these guys battling side by side is allowing the 19 of Reagan Whitlock to pull away here in the PolySteel 300. Alexander remains in second. Oh, and we got some 3 wide. You might want to watch for that. They almost crashed, but they didn't. And it does appear that they're going to be able to figure it out. I'm sorry that I said there might have been a crash in this race, and there wasn't at the moment. Who knows? You might end up with one as we go on. And here are the top 2 guys in points, Trey Bartow and Ryan Madden battling side by side. Now, Madden does not want to lose any more positions on the 2. And we got ourselves pit stops beginning here at the Kansas Speedway. Oh, we got a crash! Skip Nicky around in the 70! And we got ourselves our first caution, and nobody hit him. How about that? And this changes everything. I believe we had this situation occur at Atlanta where the caution came out right when the cycle of pit stops began. And my, oh my, we got ourselves a good one here at the Kansas Speedway. The question is, will these guys who just came down the pit lane, they're going to get their service complete? I do not believe they're going to end up a lap down. I think they're going to be the leaders once this whole thing is done, because I believe they're going to beat off the rest of the guys off the pit lane, and they are going to stay on the lead lap. So that's great news for the guy who won the race off the pit lane, Ryan Searless in the 92. I do believe these guys are going to be stuck behind all those guys who came in the first time, and that is not a good thing, especially for someone like Josh Alexander, who came in, or who was actually the leader when the caution came out, I should say. We will go back and review the crash and see what happened. But first of all, I want to make sure we sort this whole thing out and make sure I am correct about the statement that the guys who came in under green are going to be the leaders. They did not get lapped. They simply got passed on the racetrack by all those guys, and here they are going around. Josh Alexander, all those guys coming off the pit lane, and I do believe that the number 92 of Ryan Searless is going to be the leader. And as I say that, Josh Alexander drives right by him, and I think the 87 says, I'm going to be the leader. It could be at the finish line. I think that might be the order of the restart. So Searless is going to be second, but I think the 87 crossed the finish line for lap 20 before Searless or Whitlock. And I do believe that is why the 87 is going to be in the lead. However, we got a lot of hungry drivers back in here. How about a little bit of a dark horse for this one? Tristan Allen in the 22. He's one of 3 two-time winners this season. He's looking for his 3rd win of the season. However, he's not really in the points battle, even with those 2 wins. And even if he wins this race, I don't think he's going to be in the points battle. But still, a little bit of a dark horse for this one. You got Dan Smith Jr. here in the 89. Another dark horse there. You got Turner, Lofor, Rivers, and Neuwirth, the top 10 for the restart, when we restart. But first, let's go ahead and see what happened to Jonathan Skimnicki to bring out the first caution here in the PolySteel 300. So what happened here to the number 70 of Jonathan Skimnicki? You see Stuart Gratton in the 98. He's on this outside here. He's not slowing down for the guys coming down the pit lane like Stapleton and Skimnicki are. And he tries to get to the outside of the 70. The 70 is coming up, and the 70 does not know that 98 is there. And around goes Jonathan Skimnicki, one of the 3 two-time winners this season. It's him, Tristan Allen, and Garrett Zenor who have accomplished that feat this season. And Skimnicki doesn't appear that he's going to get number 3. You see, Noah Cars came really close to the 70, but nobody else hit him. And that same thing happened at Chicagoland with Landon Napa. Landon Napa kind of had a similar incident where he got into the outside wall. He's kind of sideways on the racetrack, but nobody hit him either. And it's good to see that nobody ARCA braked into that number 70. Let's go ahead, replay it in real time, then we'll get to the restart here in the PolySteel 300. This is what happened here. The 70 and 98 really had nowhere to go in that situation. It was a tough break for those 2 guys, those 2 veteran drivers. They were both in the first season of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Those 2 guys, Trey Bartow, Cameron Gaju, Caleb Hoffman, Garrett Zenor. It's quite a few guys who are still racing after all these months of racing here on Napa Fan, but there aren't that many anymore. Garlington's another one of them. There aren't too many of those Season 1 Chick-fil-A Cup Series guys that continue the race, and those veteran drivers, Matt Daly's another one of those guys. They should definitely be proud of all the accomplishments they have made here on this channel. Definitely the best drivers we have. Jeff Turner's another one of those guys in the 39. Jesse Turner, he's the first ever winner here on Napa Fan, and definitely love seeing those guys race, and hope we can continue to have them racing here on Napa Fan for many years to come. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the restart here. That guy you see on your screen, Josh Alexander, is the leader. Let's see what he does on the restart here in the PolySteel 300. Back here at Kansas for the PolySteel 300, Josh Alexander comes into this race 3rd in the point standings. The Daytona 500 winner in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Season 5. Definitely one of the best drivers we have here. And I was watching a video earlier. I think it was the Season 5 Boston race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I was watching it because Trey Bartow won. I've been thinking about Trey Bartow all day because he's the points leader here in the Turkey Hill Series. And I said Josh Alexander was 2nd in that race. If you're a Daytona 500 champion, you're automatically a good driver. And he's definitely showing that here today. He's the leader in the number 87. We got a part-timer here, Ryan Searless, running in 2nd place, and it's Reagan Whitlock, Cookie Helms, and Tristan Allen in the top 5. What will the 87 do? He does not get going too well. Searless trying to get to the outside of him, but the outside lane tends to not really work as a good passing lane here at Kansas, but will the 92 be able to get it? If he can get the run down the back, he will, and that 92 on the outside, making the pass on Josh Alexander. Will he be able to clear him? Whitlock might take it 3 wide for the lead. No, Searless clears the 87, and the part-time driver is out front here at Kansas. Pulling away from Whitlock and Tristan Allen. Will these guys gang up and catch up to the 92? There is plenty of time to do that. 6 to go here in the PolySteel 300 for Ryan Searless in the number 92. Tristan Allen, definitely a hungry driver here. He wants to be the first driver to win 3 races this season. He's trying to get to the inside of the 19 of Whitlock for 2nd. Let's not count out Cookie Helms here in the 99. He has definitely been a quiet driver this season, but his career started off with a huge bang, winning the NRLOA Big One. He wants to get another win here to add to his resume here on Napa Fan, running 4th right now. And how about Bryce Lofor? He started on the outside pole for this one. He might be in the mix for this win here at Kansas. Whitlock is closing in. The Ryan Searless. Will he be able to make the pass? He's got a fantastic run off the corner, and he is going to get a run to the inside. Not quite. 19's going to stay behind the 92, and Searless continues to lead here at Kansas. Ryan Searless' only win came in the finale of Season 2 in the Haas IndyCar Series. It was a pretty big race, though, a 100-mile race. He wants to get his second career win, but if he wants to do that, if he wants that to happen, he's got to hold off this 19 of Reagan Whitlock. He's getting the run on the outside again like he did when he made the pass on Josh Alexander. It's 3.5 laps to go for the part-time driver, and he continues to lead here at Kansas. Allen now stuck on the outside as Cookie Helms tries to take third away from him, and these guys are having a lot of trouble passing each other on the racetrack. Nonetheless, it's a great run for Reagan Whitlock, who will definitely take a chunk out of the lead of Trey Bartow in the point standings. But he still has a shot at winning this thing if you saw the Hers Dash Series race on Monday. Tyler Markell was going to win that thing. He was leading, exiting 2. He overshot 2, and Blaine Keys got to the inside of him, and he took the lead and the win. Cookie Helms taking second from the 19. This guy wants to get it. Tristan Allen's back on the inside. It's going to be 2 laps to go for the 92 of Ryan Searless. Will Helms get to the 92? Or will the 92 be able to come home with the victory? It's extremely impressive how he got the lead away from the 87 on the outside lane. And whether or not he wins this race, that is definitely one of the best moments of the season, because it is extremely hard to make a pass on the outside at any of the racetracks we go to, and Ryan Searless was able to do it. But will he be able to hold off the 99, who's got to run to the inside on the final lap? White flag here at Kansas. Ryan Searless trying to hold off the 99 of Cookie Helms, but Helms got to run to the inside, and he's going to be able to clear him, exiting turn 2. Cookie Helms on the final lap with a last lap pass. He's going to take the lead away from Ryan Searless. But will Searless get a run back to the inside of the 99? Doesn't look like it. Helms is going to hold him off, I do believe. This 92 might have a shot. Not going to happen. Cookie Helms wins the PolySteel 300 here at Kansas. He led 1 lap. And in my opinion, that's the best way to win a race, is to just lead the final lap. I love it when people do that. But they don't even lead the whole race, and they lead that last lap. They just show everybody. Cookie Helms, NRLOA Big One winner for 2016, gets his first win of the season here in the Turkey Hill Series, and it comes at the Kansas Speedway. That was a nice race, a very nice race here at the Kansas Speedway. One of the better Kansas races that we have had here on Napa Fan, and I definitely hope you guys enjoyed it. Cookie Helms, Ryan Searless, Tristan Allen, Reagan Whitlock, and Bryce Lofor, the top 5. And it was Cameron Black, Max Newworth, Cody Smart. Dan Smith Jr. is before Cody Smart. Hey, when we all had Dan Smith Jr. up here, listing out those names, he made a lot of mistakes, and, I made a mistake while trying to say Dan Smith Jr.'s name. Instead, I said Cody Smart. But Dan Smith Jr. finishing in 8th, Cody Smart in 9th, and Alex Bonsignor rounds out the top 10. The Cup winner here at Kansas in Season 5, Josh Alexander, he led on that restart. He fell back to 16th, and not a good run for the 87 near the end. And I think that's kind of been what he's done this season. I know there was at least one other race where he was kind of up front and he fell back. That might have been the last race here, but unfortunate thing there for Josh Alexander. He's still going to be in the points battle. We still have 5 races left to go here in the season, and anything is possible, but that is definitely not going to help the 87's chance at winning this championship. We're going to see where Trey Bartow finished. Yeah, that did not work out too well for the number 2. Madden, however, will not be able to take the points lead away from him. Madden finishing 31st, Bartow finishing next to last, and that is by far the worst finish he has had since the early part of this season. And you cannot have finishes like that late in the season here if you want to win this championship. However, though, he's still going to be the points leader after all that happened in this one, and that number 2 might still get it. But we're going to have ourselves a really good points battle heading to the finale at Homestead, and I hope you guys stick around for it. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Cookie Helms for getting the victory here today at Kansas, and here are the points for the Turkey Hill Series. I will see you guys later.
It was a pear tree. Well, I don't to me. 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6